What is up, guys? Welcome back to Backwards Garage. Thank you guys for watching the YouTube channel. Today we have the rest of the parts we're hoping to get on the 350Z. As you can see, we got the faceplate right here. It's all welded up on the subframe. We're gonna roll some footage. I want to show you what happened there, kind of how this came to be. We were originally gonna do this black, but then my buddy convinced me to do the color of the Z. And I'm glad I did. It's actually turned out pretty decent. So we're gonna start with rolling some footage of the welding, stuff like that. And then I can kind of talk about what the heck happened, why it was in the ER. So check it out. Alrighty guys, quick little update here. Want to show you, kind of just got right to it. Had to grind this piece out right here. This sits right there, and this is the piece that you need for right here on the new rack. So this is the only piece that we're going to keep. The rest, you can see we kind of marked it all up. We're going to be cutting and whatnot. I kind of started on this side already, but we're going to start doing that now. Cutting on this side, and we'll give you guys an update here. Show you kind of what happened here. So this is a lot harder metal than I thought to get through, because you got some pieces on the side here that you got to cut through, and it's hard to tell. You only know when you get most of it chopped, but you can kind of see that's where it's going to mount up. I still need to trim the side a little bit, it looks like, on each. And I can show you right here, these metal pieces are kind of hard to get through, some of these side ones. So we're going to go ahead and trim that up, then we're going to get to welding. Alrighty guys, here is the final product. We actually sprayed it red to match the color of my 350Z, and it turned out awesome. This metal is really thick to get through. It was a lot harder than I thought. I was just going to paint it black, but my buddy Josh convinced me to match it, and I'm really happy he did. I think it turned out killer. So I need to give a special shout out to Josh and BD Automotive and Restoration. That's his shop. Phenomenal job. He helped me out. As you can see, my eyes are all messed up. I actually had to go to the ER this morning. Woke up at like 5 a.m. and my eyes were awful. They were glued shut. I could not open them at all. Turns out I got weld flashing or from the arc. No idea how that happened, honestly. When I was recording that footage, I just you know, put the shot there and then turned away. But I don't know, those quick glances, maybe looking at that light, just, you know, for here and there over time, it just all kind of added up. So it was awful this morning to get that. Have to go to the ER and get that taken care of, but 2 to 3 days I'll be back to normal. So just wanted to share that. That's why my eyes look like complete garbage. But back to the video, we're gonna start getting the 350Z wrapped up.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, quick little update. We were not recording as much as we'd like to. We were trying to catch up on getting this rack put in here. Having issues, the washer here was a little too big. It wasn't connecting in there. So we swapped out with a smaller washer, got this tightened up here. Biggest thing was this other side where we had to knock out with a hammer the old bushings that were sitting in here, which are right here, these little junky units. Swap those out, got our inserts in there on both sides, tightened down. We also did, one part we didn't record at all, was this extension here that extends for the steering knuckle here and whatnot. So we had to mess with that, get that thing on there, so it'll kind of stretch this out a little bit. But other than that, everything cleared up through here. This was a tight little spot with this connection, but it cleared. All the hard lines are good. Other than that, we're moving on to our next steps here.
Got the G some water.
Got G some
Here.
Next step.
So we got all that stuff done. Now we're gonna put in the uppers, the lowers, and then I gotta go get the socket that I don't have.
Yeah, because look at these units.
Yeah, don't have that socket.
So let's see your biggest one that you have.
Yeah, we gotta
compare
get
it to that.
Yeah, we gotta get
Well,
a big
oh
one.
my lord.
So
yeah, these little parts here.
Yeah, let's get
these will go last. But yeah, we want to get these control arms in.
Yeah, we can get
these
everything
ones.
hooked up.
These ones over here, Bailey found out that this is how they're supposed to be routed, with this longer extension piece here sitting up top. So that's gonna look good. So we're gonna jump on getting these in, cut these zip me ties off, and get to work.
Let's do it. Alrighty guys, so it's actually the next day here. We had to run out and get some tools and whatnot to finish up this kit. So I'm gonna show you what we got here. I picked up, good old Harbor Freight came through with this little long boy. And this will fit right in this head here. And then it is long enough to go in because it is recessed a little bit. So you do have a little bit in there. So this is perfect. That's the socket we need. Want to show you this too because this kit's really nice. The one thing though that I was having issues with is trying to figure out which parts went where, stuff like that, because these lower control arms, upper control arms, they can get flipped back and forth. So I want to show you really quick with this kit, just very much simplify it. So you have the lower control arm. This is actually sits up and the outer and inner tie rod go underneath this control arm. And then this part right here, super nice. This heim joint and everything. Bolts to where the lower, or not the lower, excuse me, the outer tie rod is. So you got two side mounting bolts here, a bolt that runs through underneath right here, and then obviously this joint where this sleeve will connect to the inner and outer. And then the biggest question that I had was these uppers. So these uppers, really slick, simple way. These screw heads right here should face down. So if you're underneath the car and whatnot, you can actually get to them underneath the car, tighten. And then obviously you can tighten up the back ends of these right here for the on-car camber adjustments. So really simplifies it. You can see the bend of this arm too. It goes down. So you just want to make sure if we were to be the other way, it would be going up. So we're not going to waste any more time here. We're going to get the rest of the kit torqued down, get these inners in, and then we can check for the angle and see how we're doing. Alrighty guys, once show you one quick thing here. With this plate right here, it's, you know, flat and level. Right here on the control arm, or not the control arm, excuse me, the knuckle, it was not. So they actually, you're supposed to grind this right here. There's a little notch on this right here. And this little notch is what we need to grind out right here so it sits flush and it'll sit true and flat right here. So I just grinded that down. I got the rest of everything tightened up on all the bolts here. I didn't really show much just because I didn't have anyone else here to kind of record and whatnot. So I got all of that good to go. The only one that I need to still do is this bolt right here. So I'm gonna finish getting all of this stuff tightened down, connect these upper or not upper, outer tie rods. I don't know what is going on with me today, but I'm gonna get these connected on both sides here, set the toe with what I think of, give a ballpark here, and then get this brace right over here on, and then we should be able to lower the car down. So let's get the rest of this done. Alrighty guys, so this was actually a multi-day project. It is another day here, and I just want to give you a rundown of everything that happened on this kit. As you can see, we had that diff brace and everything getting installed. I want to show you what happened with this. Kind of stinks. I'm working on getting this corrected here, but you can see these two bolts right here on the bottom. I do not have the correct bolts or spacers for those two bolts. Turns out this actually has a Nismo diff. Didn't even think to look or anything. I just assumed it was a stock one. So I have the wrong bolts. These are the bolts that I have for it, and they need to be, the other bolts need to be like 7 inches long. So these are not gonna do us any good. So I'm working on getting that corrected. The other really exciting thing that happened with this car is we got the kit all tightened up. Like I said, everything there. Set it down on the ground, and the steering was binding like crazy, and it felt like a bad rack or something. It was weird. So we actually had to rip apart the front suspension. It was actually a good thing too, because when we set down the car for the first time, the caster was way off. The wheel was so far forward, so it was the incorrect upper control arms on each side, so we had to flip those around anyways. And shout out to Riley, he came in, saved the day. He has experience with angle kits, so I was chatting him up. He came over, helped me out. But back to that binding thing, it was really weird. We tore apart the whole front suspension trying to find what the cause was. Turns out we disconnected the steering rack adapter and the steering shaft from the rack and all that, retightened everything, and it went away. So no idea the cause, what happened there, but it was fixed. So if you are installing this kit and you do get that binding, check that. For some reason, that was the issue on my end. So I went for a quick test drive. I did a really quick alignment on this thing. The camber on this wheel, it is so far negative, as you can see. It's also towed in a little bit too much. The thing was dog tracking like crazy. It was super sketchy. So we're gonna call it a night. We're gonna call it a day for this video. Next video, I'm gonna get this corrected. I'm getting an alignment done this week on the car as well. So we're gonna get that done, and then we're gonna do a proper test drive on this thing. And we have a Cars and Coffee next Saturday. So I'm hoping to bring this to the very first meet that I've been to in 4 years. So I'm super excited, guys. But with all that being said, like I said, that's it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this content, please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.